to Saturday Discourse on NTA Channel 5, Abuja. I am Tessie Omeri. President Muhammad Buhari has urged Muslims to practice the noble and shining virtues of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, saying that the best way to honor him is to follow his good examples. This was contained in a press statement by Senior Special Assistant on Media, Garba Shehu. President Buhari, in his message, urged Muslims on the occasion of Maulud to celebrate the birthday of the Prophet Muhammad, noting that the Prophet became famous for his life of humility, justice, and fairness. The President said the Prophet attracted people to Islam through personal examples of honesty, trustworthiness, justice, patience, and tolerance. And in the same vein, President of the Senate, Aman Lawat, has enjoined Muslims to use the occasion of Eid al-Mawlud for deep reflection on the virtuous life of the Prophet and a message of peace, love, tolerance, humility, fairness, and justice, which he preached in words and deeds. He assured Nigerians that the National Assembly will continue to make the relevant legislative interventions for a peaceful and secured country. Similarly, Speaker, House of Representatives, Femi Bajabiamila, has also enjoined Muslims to be steadfast in emulation of character and teachings of Prophet Muhammad in their relationships with God and fellow beings. The Speaker said the exhibition of love and peace towards one another, as taught by Holy Prophet, becomes imperative for building a strong and prosperous Nigeria. He added that the challenges the country is currently facing can be surmounted with prayers. Two renowned Islamic scholars, Sheikhs Nuruddin Lemu and Abdul Hakim Abdul Latif, have reawakened the patriotic consciousness of Nigerians, particularly Muslims, to the obligation of nation building, which requires a genuine resolve of all. This came up at the 11th Annual State Lecture of Muslims Congress, TMC, in Abuja. Abdullahi Ajia has more.
The 11th Annual State Lecture in the series of the Muslim Congress commitment towards steering national discourse with germane issues focused on restoring our pristine national values. Two renowned Islamic public speakers took turns to highlight the level of moral decadence, value erosion, corruption, and lack of Allah's consciousness which pervades the society against principles of Sharia. The scholars, however, provide the way out of the socio-economic quagmire with the activation of Islamic morality and the true worship of Allah.
With all the challenges that we face as Nigeria, our situations will not change until we change ourselves. So while yes, there are responsibilities to leaders, everybody will answer before their creator. And the key is for us to be able to answer, what did we do with Nigeria now, while we were alive, with all the resources, talent, connection, knowledge, exposure, education that we have.
Nigerians must begin to understand that we all have roles to play. We must activate the leadership in us. Every father is a leader. First and foremost, you are a leader of yourself, and which means that you compel yourself to maintain righteous conduct, and then you save the society from the liabilities of your own excesses. If as Nigerians we train our children, all our children will become assets to the country and not liabilities.
The organizers say the program aims to remind all of their spiritual and social responsibilities.
We are all citizens of this country, and we believe that it is collective. The government alone cannot do it. We also have a role, we have a responsibility to play.
There is a need to start rethinking or repositioning our value system as a people. What even makes it more important is the fact that we are going into the election year very soon, and it's important that we reorientate ourselves and so that we are able to direct the course of our nation.
Shaping family values with character projection were parts of the solutions proffered as two individuals were recognized for their exceptional contributions and development of society. In Abuja, Abdullahi Ajia, NTA News. The 11th
Still talking religion, Chairman Abuja Municipal Area Council Christopher Zaka Mekalangu has assured residents of the area council of his determination to deliver on improved development. The chairman gave the assurance when he received a high-powered delegation of the FT CAN in his office. Deborah Gaza-Jimaika brings us details.
The delegation here are from the FCT Christian Association of Nigeria CAN executives. Chairman Abuja Municipal Area Council Zaka Mekalangu considers the visit as a privilege for him to appreciate and restate his mandate to residents, stressing that his position as chairman of AMAC stands for all, irrespective of party and religious affiliations.
The grace of God, your son here will not disappoint you. I will surely carry everyone along. And right now, as I speak, I am no longer for PDP or APC or FAFDA. I am now for everyone in AMAC.
The CAN chairman congratulates Mekalangu on his recent victory at the tribunal appeal judgment.
Leadership is a great task. Those who are chosen and given responsibility to lead, there is high expectation, both the side of God and also the side of men. So now that you have come into this saddle, into this leadership, we are here to admonish you and to encourage you.
The delegation prayed for the chairman, expressing confidence in his ability to rise above leadership challenges. Deborah Gazaji-Maika, NTA News.
And away from religious matters, in line with the statutory mandate to embark on public sensitization to bring to a barest minimum high rate of road traffic casualties, stakeholders have flagged off enforcement campaign. Asibe Williams reports on the theme for the 2022 Ember Month campaign: avoid overspeeding, overloading, and unsafe tires to arrive alive.
Representative of the FCT Minister Secretary Transportation Secretariat, Abdullahi Adamu Kandido, describes the effort as a welcome development by the command, urging all sister agencies to collaborate and ensure the safety of road users during the Ember months. He assured stakeholders involved in the campaign of the FCT Minister's support in this regard.
Our continued support to your programs and activities is predicated on the fact that such activities and programs are geared towards saving lives and property.
FCT Sector Commander Samuel Oga-Ochi listed challenges to the increasing rate of road traffic casualties, disobedience to road traffic regulations, and drunk driving.
And the reason why enforcement is necessary is because the message of safety must be carried to the highway.
Authorities from relevant agencies urge road users and the public to be cautious and follow laid down rules and regulations for safety.
We have commenced with a 1-month awareness program, which is already on course. Subsequently, we followed it with.
They have done everything for us. I think the only thing that remains now is self-discipline.
In a highlight, the FCT command reveals that records obtained within the FCT shows that between January 1st to September 30th, 2022, indicated a total of 978 road traffic crashes occurred, resulting to 223 deaths and 1,753 injuries, with speed limit violation as the highest causative factor. Asibe Williams, NTA News.
Meanwhile, FCT Sector Commander Samuel Oga-Ochi has warned dispatch rider operators who violate road traffic regulations to desist from the act or risk impoundment of their motorcycles. He issued the warning following incessant violations by the operators, leading to traffic accidents and other road mishaps. Hawa Gimba tells us more.
Driving against traffic and violating traffic lights, as well as non-use of helmet, are among major offences committed by dispatch riders operating in some parts of the city center. Sector Commander FCT Samuel Oga-Ochi says the command is on the lookout for violators, assuring law-abiding citizens that the FRSC will leave nothing to change in protecting the lives of road users.
Owners of these ones that are arrested, and we're writing officially to them as a way of drawing the attention of the owners of these motorcycles for the need for the riders to obey traffic regulations.
The operators have recently been blamed for constituting a menace on the highways in their bid to make quick deliveries.
I was arrested for climbing the bridge I'm not supposed to climb.
The offense is that I would definitely make a mistake without putting on helmets.
The FCTFRSC says all those apprehended will be prosecuted and fined accordingly. Hawagimba, NTA News.
Let's talk agriculture. Women involvement in the planning process in the agricultural sector, in addition to increased funding for farming, are key elements in ensuring food security in Nigeria. Hakimat Aliu reports that this formed the thrust of a one-day public dialogue on gender-responsive agriculture policy held in Abuja.
Research indicates that a large population in Nigeria depends on agriculture, particularly small-scale farming, just as food security and poverty reduction in many communities depend largely on the growth and development of the agricultural sector. To this end, Smallholder Women Farmers Organization of Nigeria, SWAFA, in collaboration with the International Budget Partnership, brought together stakeholders in the agricultural sector to chart a way forward on how to influence policies for sustainable agriculture.
Play a very key role in the agri sector, but within this, our interaction with them, they have come to understand that yes, women do about 80% of the work in the agri field, but their issues are not being captured. We are now advocating that give us our own, no matter how small it is, we'll be able to, track it and have access to it for us to increase production.
It is important for us to look at these women who make up the bulk of the labor force. It's also important for us to consider these women who are involved in every aspect of the agricultural value chain and see how we can improve their livelihood, strengthen the work they do.
Keynote speaker at the event, Eze Onyekere, stressed the need for informal sector in agriculture to be formalized and adequately utilized for improved productivity.
And the projection is that if we have equity in the Nigerian workforce by 2025, GDP will increase by 9% with an overall gain of about $89 billion. Therefore, we need as much gender equity, whether it's in agriculture or in other spheres of our national endeavor, for us to be able to move our nation to the next level.
SWAFAN with a vision of a nation free from hunger, inequalities and injustice. The meeting tasked government on giving the necessary support. In Abuja, Hakimat Aliu, NTA News.
The immediate cause of the latest queues in Abuja remains unknown.
Conceived with the intent to ease the flow of traffic in the nation's capital.
Whichever way it turns out, either to consolidate on the existing mandate or institute a new dispensation.
Located within the Abuja Municipal Area Council, AMA, how much do people know about ADR? Are charting a path to having more youth participate in governance, in addition to building young entrepreneurs.